Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to your Australian coverage of a European match on a North American game. I'm joined here by my Asian co-cast, a very international lineup for you tonight. How you doing, Concord?
I'm doing well, to be honest. Let's see. 2 a.m. for me. It's 2:30 a.m. here in Indonesia, and I'm up for an EU cast on an Australian channel. This is truly an international coverage, boys.
So I'm not sure what would be worse because you're staying up till 2 a.m., but then Mitch has got to get up at 5 a.m. So I'm not sure what one would be worse. I'm sure Mitch would probably rather stay up. Anyway.
No. I'm actually scot-free at the moment, so I'm on holiday.
Oh, fair enough. So tonight, for you guys watching this stream, we've got Seven versus Aura Electro playing ETF2L. Coming into this match, obviously, Seven seems like the stronger team, winning ETF2L last year and doing very well at Rewind Land against Froyo Tech. But Aura Electro has a completely new lineup that they're going to be experimenting with for this match. Very interesting to see how it goes. As there's not really any hard hitters, well, as many hard hitters as you'd see on Seven's side, who has got a star-studded lineup with Kaitis and Diski and many other players. Pretty much everyone on there is a notable player, and Aura Electro roster doesn't really stand up in the same sort of way.
Alright, so the thing is, for Aura, they're actually the few teams that survived as a name in ETF2L this season. I think Neville and Azunis are the only ones who are remaining from the previous season, but this lineup has been tested, I think, during the Copenhagen Games land, so definitely have some cohesion between the teammates of Aura Electro, but definitely Seven, they're tested, they are well versed in their game and craft, and who knows what will this match goes.
Well, it's a very scary thing to go up against a relatively fresh team that's got a good amount of cohesion. I mean, like you said, Aura Electro is being tested at Copenhagen Games, but I mean, Seven's been tested the entire time they've had their roster. I mean, there's so much experience on that side, but that cohesion could actually, and like a fresh team with, players that you're not used to playing against at the top level, could actually be pretty significant in coming up against this top tier Seven team. I mean, like, you could say what their chances are, but at the end of the day, that cohesion is going to have a massive effect, even if Seven are just an extremely dominant team. So it'd be interesting to see if it's a roll or if Aura Electro can actually put up a fight.
Agreed. So let's talk about the maps. The maps will be Granary Pro, RT8, and Gollywash. I never played Granary Pro, I think. I have never played this version of Granary Pro.
I mean, Granary is just a pretty abandoned map by the Australian scene, at least in my experience, have not played very much Granary at all. People just don't seem to dislike the map. But in Europe and NA, it actually seems like a relatively popular map, especially this Pro version. I don't know what really changes. The map still seems very boring to me, but people can like what they like.
I think Granary in Asia are definitely a staple in one way or another. It's still being played, but if we're talking about the map itself, a lot of the spawns have been moved up. A lot of new doors have been created, but still Granary is still somewhat of a soldier-centric map. You can see on the mids, high crates everywhere. Soldiers can jump in high bomb from unexpected places. It's just a very dangerous map if you're a class with less mobility than double jumping or any kind of explosive jumps, which I mean the medic.
Well, it'll be interesting to see both these maps because they're actually quite similar if you think about the fundamentals of either one. They're both quite flat. They're both pretty choke-centric, as in you have to keep the players out of the chokes. There's not really much open pushing and fighting because both of these maps are really liable. Very high chance that they'll result in stalemates for a lot of the rounds, especially on Gollywash. It's just an infamous map for stalemates. Not so much on Granary, but it can happen, and at least Granary allows for a couple more plays to be made through different choke points. But I mean, Gillywash can't really say the same thing.
Agree. And the two maps, Gollywash and Granary, they're essentially night and day. With Granary, I will say arguably a bit more close than Gollywash. While you see Gollywash with the open mid and the open second, while the close last, you see a Granary with the abundance of props everywhere, essentially creating this very high mix of close combat action between the various damage classes everywhere.
I definitely want to see what's going to happen between these two teams. They have 12 players in the servers right now. One team readied up, so we should be getting going here pretty soon for this ETFL match. Brought to you by Capping TV.
So let's talk about the rosters now. I'm going to through the 7 rosters. You see them already. Seeds on Medicatus on demo, a Disky on Soldier as well as Ampus, Creedy on Scout as well as Balash. Meanwhile, Aura Electro, you have Devil on Scout, Scruff, then Nevo, Eskimo, Azunis, and Eames. Nevo and Azunis were the only ones that is remaining from the last season, mind you.
That's a massive amount of players to drop between leagues, seasons. I mean, definitely going to have an impact on what comes out here today. But like I said, a bunch of new players on a fresh roster could definitely see a significant impact against this 7 side. But yeah, like looking at those rosters straight up, you can see 7 have a massive advantage in players in terms of the stats that we know. I mean, Thalash is an amazing player. The European Thalash is amazing. Kaitis is a well-known TF2 demo god, been around for longer than I've been alive. Really.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, I think we have game, but I think they're ready. But I think Eskimo was trying to reconnect for a sec.
I think he was. He just left the server after he asked for a new server, so we'll see if he's gonna come. He's come back in now. So
yeah, he's come in.
Should be getting underway very soon.
Any moment. All right. So 7 versus Aura Electro. JBJ, I need to ask you predictions, score lines, all that stuff. Let's go.
I mean, I've got to give this one to 7. Like, even though Aura has a fresh roster, new players, 7's just such a well-tested team. I can't see them losing this at all, especially after their pretty dominant performance in last season.
Agreed. I think 7 definitely has the advantage, and they will definitely show it here on both maps while we are being faked once again for a live. No?
I think we got it.
Yep.
Here we go this time.
No, JBJ, take me through this mid.
On this mid, I'm going to be watching Eames trying to do his demo rollout here. No significant mistakes so far, but we'll see how that affects the opening fight as both demos reaching mid now. Spam going over the top. Actually, Cadis has got rolled out on Catwalk, so early spam from Eames isn't going to be too effective as he drops down low. Scouts now making it to the map, as does the rest of the team. Soldiers are in. Going for a deep bomb there on the demo. Gets so much damage done. He goes down, but he gets the trade. At the same time, Kaitis goes down. There's so many players dropping all over the place. Seeds goes down as well, but Aura just left with their 2 scouts here at mid.
Alright, so
7 left here with the 2 scouts at mid, so they're Aura going to dominate that mid.
Alright, so I'm casting with a blank monitor. My monitor has gone black, so meanwhile I reboot my monitor. JBJ, please take him from me.
Alright, so we've got 7 just sitting on time, probably going to get their push going on pretty soon. Uber is there for Seeds, for the Aura Electro's medic, as they're going to be coming into second now to take their second fight against 7. Haven't really got too aggressive positions. You do have a sniper out for the side of 7 as they're going to put some spam across. No significant damage coming out from that sniper. Have an airstrike as well, actually, with a Contra above the second point. So sniper's still watching on that second point, but he hasn't had any significant chances. The Uber is popped for Aura. Going to pick up AMS, but the NG's there, the sniper's there. They've got a lot of off classes to deal with if they want to push on to last anytime soon, as well as not having that Uber. Aura does bring that spy out though on Scruff. So we'll see what he can do. against this last whole defense. So Seeds is going to be on 90% there. Demo is only on 40%. Still has to contest with that Engineer. He really needs the Uber for that one there. As the spam's just going to be traded across the second point. The Uber's going to be used. Seven's coming in, trying to push out Aura back into mid. They haven't got any really significant picks. And the pit, well, okay, the back cat's coming in from the Spy. Gets so much time, and that's going to make Seven run all the way back to last. There's no chance they recap mid now, as Aura's going to succeed very well in that repush after that Uber. Players just rebuilding their defenses, ready for the second encounter. Do have Seeds on 40% now, and Demo does have the Uber, so we'll see what he can do with that to take out that Sentry and get this push going. So,
alright, let's see here. Aura Electro taking the Uber in, very much aggressive towards them, but Sentry has just gone down. Meanwhile, there's no frag as of yet, but as I say that, Eskimo goes down as well as Thieves, but Devo with the tap. Aura winning the first round for Aura Electro, and this is unexpected.
That mid went completely, like, just absolutely terrible for Seven. They got completely dominated. 2 scouts left at the end of mid against pretty much the entire Aura Electro roster. It is not a good time, especially with how strong those players played at the beginning of that mid. And with Seeds dropping, so they had no heals either, so the kids are going to go out. Eva's going to have the upper advantage over top of Kaitis. So Sticky just Kaitis has dropped quite early. So does the Disky. Thalash is going to get a kill onto the Zunis, but AMS is going to go down as well. And that's Aura Electro winning another mid against Seven.
What
wow.
is going on? Aura Electro definitely have more control towards what they are doing on the map. Having more control of the airspace around Granary, around mid, as now they are currently trying to retake second, while Seven has already have a noticeable presence there. Aura Electro have the Uber, have a massive advantage against Seven, and as of right now, we are facing once again with a stalemate with Aura Electro playing it safe while we have a pause.
Pause has just been quickly undone though by Kaitis. I don't know why that's happening. Players just seem to be not sure what's going on here. Demos has that Uber. Okay, Seeds was spiking apparently, but it seems to be fine now. Both the mids having Uber though, as Aura Electro going to be ready to push into the second for the second time.
Aura taking that left side. Kate trying to get that first frag, but Eskimo taking a bit of damage. Going low down between half. Azuni is gonna get taken out by Thalash, but that got traded with Eskimo.
Oh, Seeds. Demo's got 4. That's absolutely sucks for Aura Electro.
Disky goes down as well as Am. But Scruff also got taken down by Kaitis. It is hard to see who is currently winning the second fight, while things have gone back to normal, it seems. As well, back to the stalemate, while Eames trying to retake second, but Kaitis still denying the entrance. It's very much back and forth currently, and Aura Electro are forced to go back to mid now.
Yeah, well, Seven's got that over, so they're obviously going to get their push going as soon as possible. So Seven's going to have to, Aura Electro's going to have to take up some positioning on mid there, and we might actually see Seven coming in and trying to win this mid as they're coming through corner now. The Soldier Bomb's coming out of mid, doesn't even get the force, deals some damage, but Azurus is going to go down without accomplishing anything at all, really, as Seven's going to stack that point at the times 4. Aura Electro is going to be forced to get out of mid there and return to their own second. As Uber's gonna be even now.
Yes, Zunis or Nevo was close to actually forcing Seeds, but Seeds were milking the Uber pretty hard. As we see now, Seven trying to chase for the frag, and trying to peek from the left side here, while Seven are just touching the point ever so slightly. Aura Electro is guarding it as well, and has gone down to Azuni somewhere on the right side. Azul is trying to bait towards the right side, but Eskimo got caught out by by a stray rocket or something. While we see now 7 hanging out on the left side of second, trying to search for the perfect pick to push off the Uber.
Yeah, so we do have 7 coming in now towards Aura Electro's second. Is see what's going to happen here with the push. Demos does have that full Uber, so the fight should be an interesting one, depending on who's going to get the better Uber out of the two teams. That's going to be the deciding point here. This player's just going to be getting healed up, ready to spam. Might see a push or a sack or something anytime now. Players can't sit around doing nothing forever, as Scout's going to try to get aggressive Lunchbox, but going to get forced out without really taking too much control. It looks like 7's going to want to push through this Lunchbox side, stacking their players in that direction. Scout fights are happening, nothing really getting accomplished though.
Yeah. 7 just easing into Lunchbox, trying to get a perfect bait from a bait or something, while Cade is trying to stick in the point to deal any more damage. But as of right now, both teams are heavily fortified on their own accords, while Ampes try to bait the push out of Aura Electro, as well as Cadus. They are getting more and more aggressive by the minute, by the second, and we see now 7 popping the Uber as well as Aura Electro, but it seems it's gonna be a failed push or something. But Eskimo has gone down, Ampes with the pick, and this is still on Lunchbox, while 7 now pouring into second, and Aura Electro getting down. Eves dead. Neville Azunis has gone down now. Forced with the Scout and the Medic. They are definitely favored to win this round, and they do. 7 with that successful second point push, pushing towards last, and JBJ. That was a textbook push. That was a very textbook push.
Just want to say, Thalash was obviously checking the minigun there. He might have trying to spot something tricky coming out from 7 there. From Aura Electro, sorry. But yeah, no, that was a shaky looking push from 7 there, but in the end of it, Aura Electro got a very, dropped so many players. So yeah, we're going to be 1-1 coming into this round. These players are going to try to take some high ground control. Nothing significant coming in now. As I say that, Adiski's going to go into the bomb as Kaitis is getting bounced around, taken down by Scruff. And it's going down. AMS going to go down as well. Players getting bounced in the corner. Thalash is going to pick up Eskimo, but Thalash gets traded in return by Eskimo's dying rocket, as Aura are going to have another dominant mid round. Mid didn't die for either side, so the Ubers are going to be even coming into this last hold. But Aura Electro are going to have to take control of that second point now. As off-class should surely be coming out here from the side of 7.
Definitely. Aura Electro, once again, with the beautiful aerospace control over mid, their soldiers essentially have the freedom to bomb high up in the sky, as we see now Aura Electro holding out second, waiting for the perfect time to push towards last, while 7 has only pulls out the Flash Sniper, making it out aims you. Now Aura Electro are faced with the players number deficit. What will they do, as Azunis almost got taken out by the 7 players as well. Aura Electro now forced to get out of second, while 7 trying to take back what was theirs, and I think they will do it. Oh no, Aura Electro popping the Uber, and this down as well as Azunis. They traded frag, but now the better Uber coming out from 7, pushing back. Aura Electro definitely out of second now, forcing them to mid as 7 rolls out to right side. JBJ, what happened there?
Well, both teams had a sniper. I just wanted to point that out. Both teams had a sniper, so I mean, you could obviously see that both sides were trying to nullify each Uber. In the end there, Aura Electro's slightly premature use of the Uber, trying to get a push going without really any significant damage done is not going to succeed in the end. I mean, they bled a couple of players just because of they didn't escape fast enough from that much better Uber from the side of 7 there. As Uber's going to be even once again. The team's just about to reach 100% now. It's going to be a mid-hold from Aura Electro. 7 gonna have to get their push going, but they've got to find an opening, and it's so difficult to find an opening on these mids because you have to walk through some very, very shaky areas to get anything done. And even now they're holding back so far in yard. They do have to contest with that sniper. He's going to get piped, but he's going to stay up, see if he can get something done with it. It's definitely the turning point for Aura Electro though, if he can get something done.
Yeah, definitely. You see, Granary is so hard to push from point to point because narrow corridors between mid and second are definitely a very hard obstacle to go with. Snipers are definitely very effective to try pick from either side. Neville trying to actually peek from big door here to no avail. 7 trying to do something as Azunis got taken over Dallas, but Scrub killing the scout as we see a frag trade, and we are back towards the stalemate.
I mean, Thalas just ran in through the corner and got a kill. Like, you shouldn't allow a player to do that ever. Or Electro still got that sniper, and he's finally going to take out AMS. That might trigger some sort of push now. Taking out that soldier is going to, they're going to get aggressive through corner. The soldiers from 7 are coming in to lock it down. Eskimo and Nebo going down though. That's really significant from 7. But that push, getting absolutely nullified by that double bomb by a soldier and Kaitis. That's Kaitis. It's going to absolutely ruin All's push. Now, there's 7 not really getting enough done to get their own push going, but that's definitely going to save them some time, even though it's 1-1 right now.
Yeah, 7 was definitely on the aggressiveness. As I said, that Neville just taken out headshot to Creative. Now, Aura Electro might gain something from this player advantage, but Uber are still even. Oh no! Neville with the crisp headshot, Seeds with the drop. Aura Electro must be livid right now. They are going to definitely push. 7 with the trying to gain something back, but eventually got taken down. Nasty headshot from Neville to
that was
Seeds.
Absolutely insane. He got damage done onto that scout. He took him down and he just walks through choke. He saw his opportunity. He's going to land another headshot there onto Kaitis, as the NG is going to be coming out here for 7. And I think he just needs to stay on sniper, just promo snipe the whole game. It's working really well. They're pushing last and it kept second. Oh, I was going to say, it was kind of shaky there.
They need to watch out for the sentry. Nobody saw the sentry at first, but none of that matters as Aura Electro camping last Shirley, but 7 with the bigs back.
Oh, wow.
Look at those
picks in the top right. 3 picks in a row from 7. I mean, like, that is kind of shows why 7 won that one.
Finally, the last man surviving from the failed push got taken up by Kaitis. Now, Aura Electro from square one, facing middle once again. But Neville is still on sniper. Can we see another headshot? No!
Oh no! Siege going down after pushing off last. That is heartbreaking. Nevo is being an absolute monster on that sniper. He's completely changing the game for Aura Electro right now. Getting so much work done. Man, that's so heartbreaking for Siege. All he wanted to do was leave second, but I mean, Nevo, he sees the potential that a fully charged shot will do over a headshot and just body shots him. There's not really anything Seeds could do there against that aim. I mean, it's Disky is going down as well, so now 7's going to be holding last once again. They have a sniper, they have the engine, but I mean, the Uber advantage is so huge. 20% on 7 and 100% on
70%
Aura Electro.
Advantage as we see now push. Uber has been popped. Nemo is still on sniper. Sentry has not yet taken down. Seeds destroyed by the headshot. Nemo, Kalash. This surely be Aura's round, but 7. Never mind.
Oh my god. Seeds not having a good time at all. That's so unfortunate. Nevo shut him down. twice in a row.
3 times if you include the drop before.
Exactly that. Oh wow, that's so
Neville was the MVP that round.
definitely.
Definitely the MVP.
Yeah, so not running sniper anymore, but I guess we'll see what happens. Skimo complains about the server, even though his team just won a pretty dominant round. He's coming out now onto the 4th mid of this first map. See what's going to happen here. The high ground's being taken by both sides. Deep bomb coming in from AMS now. This is going to go down to Eskimo, but at the same time, Nevo and Scruff going down at the same time. Eames is going to get the trade onto Kaitis, but Eskimo and Eames are going to go down at the end. So Seven's going to take a pretty dominant mid there with
But
only the mid surviving.
Demo survived. But most importantly, Demo survived. He still have 54% on that charge, but he stopped between a rock and a hard place. 7 already captured 2nd. Demo's essentially stuck there.
He needs to get out right
No
now, and
way.
he is.
How?
Wow, that's not fun from the side of Seven. I don't know if anyone even saw him in time to actually take a shot at him.
Ams just missed him. Ams was rocket jumping back, and Demo moving forward to last. Now 7 with the advantage, the slight advantage. Demo has now the Uber. Remember, he survived as 7 trying to pick something up. The sentry has gone down, but they haven't popped. The Uber Ampus has low on health. And what is going on from 7? Why aren't they pushing, milking the Uber?
They really
waiting
aren't,
for waiting for another chance, letting Aura Electro possibly taking 2nd. 7 was hesitant there. They were
Scruff on
definitely
sniper.
hesitant there.
Oh, he gets the Dewey headshot straight away. Isn't going to take him down. That's going to scare him off.
Oh, that's a man down. That's a man down. 7 definitely going to take advantage of this. Unless they are hesitant once again. Now they're coming from the left side. Uber has not yet been popped. Not yet at all. Well,
Oh no, man. How do you let that happen? You have the Uber, you can see him. I don't know why he didn't pop there. But, I mean, anyway, AMS is going to get the trade on Nevo, but they're going to have to get out now. 7 down 2 players after losing their demo on such a silly way, to be honest. They're going to hold on to 2nd, but, I mean, how could they not take that push?
It's been a messy push from 7 so far. They've been hesitant twice to try using their Uber, milking it as long as they can. Now, will we see it finally? The Uber from 7 now. While only 3 of their players are actually have a noticeable presence on that, they are boxed in. Meanwhile, the rest of 7 finally gets gone down. 2 last. Nobody's on the point. Aura Electro, what are you doing? And that's 2-2 now for 7 versus Aura Electro. 7 has been patient with these pushes tried so far, and finally they reaped the chance with that 3rd push. And BBJ definitely messy that last round. All I can say, definitely messy last round.
I don't know how proud I would be of that round if I was on the side of 7. It was so just everything about that was mad. I mean, they didn't even cap the point. They just ran across it and got boxed in. But anyway, we're on the mid now. Stop talking about the last round. Players going to be jumping all over the show. Kaitis going down. Thabash takes out Eames. So it's both teamers down for other team. Seeds gets taken down by Eskimo. Wow, but I mean, Azuna's doing work as well at the same time. He's going to pick up 2. So Aura Electro winning this mid right now. 2 players up for 7, and then 3 up for Aura Electro. They've got both scouts, but that soldier's going to have a massive impact without the spam on side of Aura Electro. But he's got a crate after getting shot off the top of the crate. As that scout's going to be behind now. Alash is going to try and pick up a respawner. She's running all the way back to 2nd now. So that's going to be Aura Electro winning that mid by an absolute sliver. Just with their mid living there, though. That's a significant part.
Aura Electro, I would argue, is the most dominant on this meet so far.
Definitely.
Taking down the airspace and such. Now we see them trying to stay calm to 2nd. 7 has already camping out at 2nd there, but for how long?
Salash is
Aura Electro,
backcapping.
No, yeah. They didn't even notice. But I think Aura Electro are stacking the point. Salash backupping will absolutely do nothing as, oh no, 7 has popped. the prospect of a scout behind has worried them enough. Now they're forced to hold mid with reasonable amount of advantage for Aura Electro, 30%, but 7 with the player's advantage and the health advantage trying to bomb down the combo as Aura Electro forced back once again to second after a very successful push from 7, taking down Nevo.
Wow, Nevo pulled that. That sucks. He got back to his team as well after surviving that shoddy Uber at second. But he still got taken down after not really getting the heals that he quite needed.
Oh, no,
Seven's getting aggressive now out of Garrus. They've traded players. Uber's going to get popped by Aura Electro now. The Seven's going to get completely stomped out. They're just going down at the same time.
Team has Uber. Team has Uber. They can re-push if necessary. Flash now spearheading the push as well as this kid taking down Scrub and basically bullying Aura Electro out of that corridor and now to second, but Aura Electro has their footing now on the point, trying to push back 7, but 7 already halfway through second. No way.
Credo just walked in through Lunchbox and picked up his schema and got significant damage on the demo there. He's completely opened up this last now for the side of 7. He's going to be pushing straight in. Ubers are even, but I mean, like, what impact is that going to have? Is we have a pause?
Pause? Yeah, I was
Alright, it's either pause or lag, we're not really sure. It's a European game. I'm assuming it's a pause right now.
Alright, I think something has happened. I don't know. We have not yet received any news whatsoever, but meanwhile, if you just joined, we are halfway, 6 minutes. This is basically the closing time of this map. This is Granary Pro RC8 between 7 and Aura Electro. 2-2 so far. Both teams have been dominant in their own rights, as we see now currently 7 trying to initiate or already on their way to a last push towards Aura Electro and KBJ. Let's recap what we saw during those first 4 rounds.
I think the most important thing to talk about is how dominant Aura Electro has been on those mids. I mean, they've had a shaky one. They've had a shaky couple, like they did the last this round's one. But I mean, those first 2 rounds, it was just incredible how much they just wiped the floor with 7, and they came out of the mid with like 4 or 5 players up, and 7 would only have to get out. And Seeds, I think it's important to talk about Seeds and how much he's died. I know he's had that sniper on his butt the entire time. I mean, Nevo's taken him down. It's like I think 4 times now, and I think dropped him twice even. But he's not having a good time. It's probably the best way to put it. His Ubers and his healing is just not. He hasn't been able to perform as well as I think he'd like. He's just being shut down.
Oh, we are
unpause. No, we're pause again. Had a slight unpause there for about half a second, but I'm going to go back into the pause. But anyway, yeah. So Aura Electro, the mids are completely dominant, but I mean 7's got their timing right and their pushes a little bit better. Aura Electro's Ubers, on the by and large, have actually been quite a bit worse, quite significantly worse than 7. And 7 has been picking the right times to push. Because I mean, they bleed so many players on the side of Aura Electro. And I know you could say the same thing about 7, but I mean, more often than not, it's Aura that are bleeding more players in an Uber v Uber exchange.
Yeah, we see now from both teams has their own advantage. 7 have been definitely the most patient one so far. In that last round, they waited twice for an opportunity. They needed the time to push, milking their Uber, but Aura Electro so far definitely has that upper advantage on mid, as our producer said.
It was just a play
game
restart,
and we should go live in a sec. Meanwhile, after pause restart is actually pretty important, because whatever you do before that, you're currently calming down and doing any sort of talking at basically, while after they unpause, hell is gonna be let loose, and as I say that, hell, it is going to be let loose.
If you do a lot of sliding
We are
players on my
currently
screen, quite funny to
seeing-
see.
Yep. And we are seeing now 7 with, because of that push, they are forced to back to second because they lost momentum of that last push. Now our Electro trying to peek in towards second, while Cade is trying to peek back as well. Our Electro has not yet captured back second. There is the sentry on last. Flash has got caught on out somewhere around second, as we are seeing another stalemate from the round.
Yeah, that failed push is going to give time for Aura Electro to set up a sentry, but I'm not really sure how much of an impact it's going to have as they are trying to retake second right now. Uber's popped onto... This is actually going to pick up a Zunis there, even though the Uber was popped. Kai's going to walk into that Uber without the Uber himself, but it is going to get popped by 7. That's such an advantageous Uber from 7. 2 players dropped on the side of Aura, and this is definitely going to be their round if they can take down the sentry. And as they do, and they're going to just take point control, there's not really anyone from the side of Aura Electro, and that's going to become 3-2 going 7's way there. That final push, that Uber was absolutely excellent from 7.
Alright, so with 5 minutes remaining, 7 now lead the map 3-2. Aura Electro could mount a tie, but it's definitely depends on how dominant will they be during the round. As we see now, the mid is being played out. Eves with the first aggression, first spam towards 7. 7 has already a good amount of momentum towards mid. Both are equally less healthy than one another, as I say that. The Zunis has taken down, but 7 bleeds, Salash and Adiski two picks there for Aura Electro. Ames has gone down as well as Ampus, but from the looks of it, we have not yet seen a clear winner so far. Delos has got taken down, and Team has popped his Uber. Scruff is the only one that's remaining, playing roundabout, but even with that, Aura Electro won the mid. Yes, but no, 7 trying to repush at something, trying to fight against the combo of Peace and Kalash, as Adiski got taken out by Zunis. Still no mid cap from either team, as we see finally 7 winning the mid after a very long fight. But as I say that, it never ends. Aura Electro trying to regain the point back, as I see now 7 on the back foot. Many of their players are low health. Eves has gone down, Ampus has taken out, but 7 finally put on the door and said, no, this is our mid, and Aura Electro forced back to second.
That demo bomb from Curtis at the start of the mid was very significant, taking down demos there, but he's going to be back up to 80% by now anyway, so the Ubers are going to be even for this second fight. 7, get ready to push, do some damage, get an opening. They might even opt for that left side again, as they have stacked a couple of players there to take it back over, so it's all going to be about who's going to get that opening significant damage. I mean, if Aura gets a lucky pick even as we get into the second fight. Players just exchanging spam right now, the Ubers are even, as I said. So it's all going to be about that first opening pick, the significant damage that comes out on either side, really getting particularly aggressive. That being said, Aura Electro's taken control of the point. Uber's exchanged on the left side there, missed that one happening over in lunchboxes. 7's going to have a more advantageous Uber there, but not really going to get a lot done with it. Just a typical Uber exchange. 2 players though.
Oh, this is not a good closing for Aura Electro. They needed the advantage, they needed the aggression, but no, 7 has the aggression. They were craving for the start, and now the last, finally 7 cementing. They will win this map. 2 minutes remaining. The Aura Electro need a miracle to tie the map now.
Yeah, that's kind of just another dominant performance, especially on that. Like the pushes from Seven are, I would say, much better than Aura, even though Aura are pretty dominant at these mids normally. Last round's pretty shaky, but I think Seven's kind of realised what's going on, changed up their strategies a little bit, and shut Aura Electro down in a pretty significant way. Opening damage going out now, as Demo's going to go pretty low there. He's not going to get taken down quite yet. Actually, Seven bleeding 2 players. Both sides losing. One side losing one. Both sides losing 2 players. Sorry, as it's just 3 up now for Aura Electro on this mid fight.
Oh, Demo's
Demo's.
No.
Hey man, just takes
Nail
him
on the
down.
coffin. This is it. There's no way Aura Electro will win the map. Garbage time, boys. Seven has won Granary in a very dominant, I would say, more or less. Now, Aura Electro trying to save face from another round win, but Seven, I think, will say no to that as they are pushing, popping the Uber, and will we see another 5th round win on this map? I think we will do. Eskimo, Eames, killed, and actually got taken out as well. Azunis level, and that's it. 5-2.
It's 5-2 for the first map, so we're going to be going to the second one. But I mean, like, I was hopeful for Aura at the start of that. Those opening mids were just absolutely amazing, shutting down Seven completely. But obviously, Seven got that experience behind them. They changed something up. I couldn't identify what it is personally, but it definitely worked at shutting down Aura. They couldn't really get anything done there at the rest of the mids. As we're going to see that first map down the way.
Seven was patient, definitely, on their last pushes. You see 2 milks out of seeds before finally on the 3rd try actually pushing and winning the round, while Aura Electro has been the Aura Electro second round. I have to say Aura Electro second round. They're dominant. They're most dominant out of their 7 rounds.
Yeah, so 5-2 there. First map going away 7. Prediction came through in the end, even though I was kind of nervous at the start.
Definitely nervous.
It was definitely something commendable there for the side of Aura Electro. I mean, it's very difficult to dominate such a good player like such a good team like Seven on mids, and they did it for 2 rounds. But I mean, they did get adapted to and shut down. But those first 2 rounds were pretty incredible to see. Not what I was expecting at all.
Yeah, they did a dent on Seven's momentum on several different occasions. Nevo definitely halted the progress of Seven each time he got a pick with the sniper on the second round. But after that, 2 counter pushes, counter wins from Seven. It's just a matter of momentum. Seven just going with it and dishing out 3 more wins to secure the map.
Yeah, so we'll get some logs going here as the players look like they want to switch servers, and we'll see what goes on after they do that, wanting to switch to a better connection for both their teams. It's loading up the logs now.
I'm loading out the STP for a sec. I'll be looking at the logs. KBJ, please enlighten us.
I think the most significant thing that stands out to me straight away is the top 3 players in damage per minute are all soldiers. I mean, that's just a lot about Granary and just the way that match was played. The soldiers had such a significant impact. Nothing really amazing coming out from any players. I mean, Thalash went 21 and 10 as scout. Not really too much damage, but I mean, he got the kills, so that's probably what matters most. I do want to mention Seeds getting 2 drops there. Demo's getting 1. And I want to see how many times Seeds died. Seeds died 5 times to Demo's 3. So, I mean, that says a lot because Seeds died to 1 player. That sniper on Nevo quite a few times. But yeah, these are pretty standard logs here for the type of match that we just saw. 5-2. That's, to be fair, the logs are pretty even for both teams, even though Aura were the ones that lost. I mean, like actually looking down the bottom of the logs, you can see quite a few of the if you go by kills and damage or whatnot, you can actually see that the logs are pretty spread out between both teams. Besides maybe on damage DPM, where Aura are actually quite below. But I mean, kills and damage, total damage done, and everything. I mean, it's pretty spread out. So it kind of shows that Seven's pushes were so strong, and that they didn't really need the better stats or DM, but their game knowledge for when to push and how to push and how long to milk really played significant impact for how clever their pushes were. But yeah, no, just some pretty standard logs from a good team. Nothing really too much to talk about there.
Yeah. Worth mentioning that over the rounds, and Seven definitely bashed heads towards each other. Both teams are equally as strong as you mentioned on the logs, but with that, if we're talking about overall map control, Aura definitely has the upper advantage on mids because, as I see their first pushes, their airspace, their soldier control is just sublime. They definitely control the airspace. They know when to bomb. They controlled the high ground, even when Seven were trying to push back, and that's why they essentially won the mid those several times before Seven actually gaining momentum and essentially destroying them 5-2.
Yeah, so we're going to be waiting for the players to join up on this new server now. Ready to play some Gully Wash. Just a reminder, this is ETF2L, 7 vs Aura Elite Show, brought to you by Capping TV. You can follow us on Twitter, and you can follow me and Concord. I'm sure they will be listed somewhere on the page that you're looking at right now. So the second map now, first going to 752, and we'll see if this one's much different. I'm not really sure what's going to happen here. We haven't really seen, at least this season, we haven't seen Aura Electro play on this map outside of the Copenhagen Games, and I'm not sure how well they did there, but I mean, I'm just going to predict 7 early off because, you know, like their push is just so much smarter, even if the teams are relatively even skill-wise, DM-wise.
Yeah, like Renner, I think both of these maps are actually soldier-centric for mid and second. So large airspaces, large skyboxes for soldiers to jump around. You have that drag spot, you have that high jumping from big door. When I play this map as medic, I am
As we just lost Concord there in the middle of his analysis. Quite unfortunate, but still waiting for players to join up. We have 6 on the side of Aura right now. Or 5, I mean. Or Concord's back. Hello.
Sorry.
No, that's alright.
So, Gabriel, you say 7 will win this map also, but Aura Electro, after we've seen their performance on Granary, you can't not say that they have the opportunity to essentially have some sort of comeback or surprise here or an upset. And who knows, actually? Who knows?
I could definitely, I'm pretty interested to see. I mean, like you said, you can't rule them out. You can't say they've got no chance. But I don't know how dominant they're going to be on these opening mids. If they have different strats that 7, can't get used to, like they did in the first opening mids of the last match on a Granary. I'm sure if they'll be able to pull off the same sort of shenanigans that 7 will have to adapt to, or if 7 are just going to straight out wipe the floor with them. I mean, this is a pretty soldier heavy mid, and I would say personally it could definitely be debated, but I definitely would say that 7 has the much stronger soldiers than the side of Aura Electros. AMS getting pumped up in the chat.
Yep. Yeah, definitely agree on you with the soldier heavy map, because whenever I play medic, I will be scared to bits whenever soldier bomb, because I know they will get me, and I know I have no chance on surviving whatsoever if they got a good shot on me. As we wait now for what potentially be the start of the second map, and Ames with a bit of a trash talk there, and with that forward, I think there is nothing left to say but good luck to both of these teams actually, as we now readying for a map start JVJ.
Yeah, so we're coming into this first opening mid now. It's time to see whether Aura are going to do the same thing they did last time and try to show some dominance, but it's all going to be left to time as Demo's just reaching mid now. Early spam going out. Both Demos deciding to roll out choke. Nothing significant really happening so far. Solely getting bounced into the air towards his choke, but he's going to survive there. Scout going to get dropped very early. It's the lash going down quite early on to Ames' pipe. It's double Soldier Bomb coming in from 7 and they get completely nullified. They did absolutely nothing with the double. That's two really good soldiers getting shut down on that bomb. Aura not going to drop a single player as Seven's going to be forced to get out with Cadis and their mid. That is ridiculous. Atiski and AMS, ridiculously good soldiers. Double bomb got destroyed.
Got killed. They jumped at the same time and got killed by two different players, Kraft and Eames there. Seven got owned.
That was incredible.
There to say. And now Aura Electra with that high picks, basically they have a get out of second card now as Flash and 7 bring out the off-class, but importantly, Seed survived that push.
Yeah,
Seeds
that's the only unfortunate
survived,
part
so
of that mid.
They have Uber and they're trying to force, and they did it. The Zunis might get out alive after that force. Now, Aura Electra, 100% advantage. Who knows what route they will pick? As we see now on the upper lobby combo, I think we are going to see an upper lobby push. And yes, they are spearheading the charge. They are forced back to rotate to last. Neville gone down to a Disky as Aura Electra pouring down to last. Already halfway capped, but 7 with the counter attack towards Aura Electra. Now, all dead except Demos. As I said that Predu just killed Demos, and now Neville with the off-class sniper is the only one remaining, and even then he was a spawner. Aura Electra very much watching their push there, right there. 7 with the amazing play to essentially hold last, going to spawn and then retaking last.
Never's going to get double bomb there, and that's going to destroy that sniper. I was hoping for a hero shot onto Seeds there once again, but yeah, now Aura Electra going all the way from a very dominant mid and a near successful last push, all the way back to their own last now, as Seven's going to take control of Aura Electra's second, as 2 players actually going down. Respawn's just going to come in from Aura Electra on time, but the player early dropped there.
Eskimo tried to pick off Seeds but failed. Now we see Seeds with the 30% advantage might try to get a push out of this. And NG has already been spotted, and Disky taking down Zunis, Ampus taking down the sentry of Nevo, and we are seeing now a possible push out of last now over exchange between the both teams, with arguably Aura Electra getting the better of it. Crazy now trying to roll into river, trying to pick whatever, but I think Aura Electra will win this map. Cadis is stuck and will be taken down. That's 3 players down from 7. They have to back off from second now. The Lash has gone down as well. Eames no.
Seeds is going to get a nice serve onto the pack and choke there.
And oh no,
Demos went down as well though on the back end while his Demo is trying to get a push going. That's super unfortunate. So Ubers are going to be even once both mids come up, and also means Aura Electra probably isn't going to be able to push mid if 7 are proactive about it.
Definitely more lower health. No heals yet so far. They're dry pushing it to the absolute level with this mid pushes. And 7 are letting it happen at this speed, bombing his team, taking the Demo down, and 7 with the amazing retake. Essentially, Kraft has gotten killed as well. Now Aura Electro forced back second while Flash trying to do something. 7 with the choke push, but they're getting pushed back as well. Very low health on 3 of their players. Demos got killed by Alidiski as well as Eskimo before Nevo put him down to sleep. And 7 with the interesting push, finally taking second as Aura Electro holding last.
7's going to get their Uber too, so it should be just a straight roll as they push into last here with that Uber. To have to contest with the Sentry, it's going to get to level 2, but I mean, is it really much to deal with when you have a massive Uber advantage? I mean, Demos just going to hit 20% now.
Push with the Pyro.
Definitely, I don't think we're going to see that one coming out. The Sniper's there for an early drop, but yeah, no, the Uber's coming in now. Sentry's been spotted early on. Eskimo goes down, Sentry guns down.
Now, just has taken down, but already 1 man down, 2 men down from Aura Electro. I think Aura are stuck on their spawn. This should be an easy win, but Adiski got killed, Eames, Credu, and finally 7 capturing the point, and very good push from 7.
That's the first round down. It's 1-0 to 7 now. We'll see if Aura Electro is going to be dominant on mid again like they were last time. I mean, they didn't drop a single player. They just couldn't follow it up with the pushes like 7 can. Their pushes have been absolutely incredible in terms of performance, just how well they've worked. I mean, their success rate's massive.
I agree. Aura Electro are good with their early control, but 7 are better with their counter pushes as the Disky try to take down Demos, Ampus, Cadus, Azunis, just to name a few that has done as well as we see push, pause, sorry.
Oh, they're going to push behind the players at choke and just try to trap them out. That's Thalash and his friendly scout and the Med stuck there now. As Aura Electro's going to try to push Big Door, they can't really take that fight with their just projectile classes at the moment. Thalash going to be sitting in choke, going to take on an approaching Nevo, but that's quite a funny pick to get there. The bomb's coming in now. The repush actually.
Something, yeah, 7 with the repush, and probably a choke extended push as well, as they are picking out Eskimo. Ubers are relatively even as Ampus. Oh no! Ampus Craft goes down. Demos and Seeds both exchanging their Uber with more map control towards 7 and with Aura Electro forcing back to last with that fight now.
Yeah, that was just pretty unfortunate. That push there in mid probably should have gone the way that counter push in mid should have gone the way of Aura Electro, but they weren't really successful in trying to fend it off. So Uber advantage not really going either side right now. I mean, Aura Electro does have like a 10% advantage or so, but that's pretty much effectively nullified, especially because they've got to push out a last at the same time. Got the sniper in the NG. The sniper's going to take down AMS though. That's the significant part. It's gonna force 7 to walk backwards a little bit right now. Kind of stop their push happening anytime soon. Significant sniping ability coming out there from Aura Electro once again.
As Nevo trying these heroic angles, trying to pick someone or something, as 7 now holding upper lobby. The Lash has taken out as well as his Kimo. That's 5v5. Essentially, Sentry has now level 3. Last is already heavily fortified by Aura Electro. It's now a matter of time when will 7 try to get a push with the Lash now just respawn. A very interesting stalemate so far. This case spamming down from River and no pushes as of yet. Flash with the counter sniper actually. Will we see a sniper v sniper?
Oh,
no!
Wow, the fully charged body shot going to take down Demos, and all he did was peek through main there. I mean, I guess he probably wasn't expecting that sniper play. Anyway, the Uber's coming in now. 7. Nevo gets taken down by Thalash. Thalash gets traded by Azunis, but Azunis and Eskimo going down at the same time. 2 players left now for Electro. And
The
that Demo's
shitty
going to put
win.
up a fight, but he's going to go down. Kaidos gets taken down by Scruff. It still hasn't ended yet.
And there we go. Second round to 7. Very amazing display of sniping there from Talash, taking on Demo, taking down Neville, and essentially enabling 7 to push forward finally to win their second round. Now 2-0, ladies and gentlemen. This is 7 versus Electra, second map Galiwash. As we see now on mid, who will win now? Ampus with the sneaky play from drop down, potentially taking down Demos, and he will, but 7 reads 2 players, but they have to heal. They have
Siege
to
goes
but
down.
no.
Azunith is going to take him down very, very
But
easily
they
there.
have 2 players on the back lines. This is going to be an interesting situation here for both Electro and 7. 3 versus 2, both don't have heals, and with the amazing and no clear winner so far. Talash is stuck on second, no heals, low health. Finally got taken on by Nevo, but mid has long been abandoned by Electro. We now see a raid push from both teams, and this key killed by Scrap, and 7 now forced to back off from big doors towards second. Nevo actually trying to get a peek on second now, capping it. 7 got pushed back far to last, and Electro with the amazing back and forth play. This potentially might win this round if they play the cards right.
Yeah, so we're going to see a last hold here, 4-7. Ubers are going to be even. They've got the engineer. That sentry is going to be something that Electro are going to have to deal with, which has been pretty, they've done pretty well against them on their track record for this match. It's in a pretty aggressive spot. It's going to destroy that soldier. He gets sent flying, but it's going to get taken down off that push. Actually, you do have a black box coming out from Adiski as well.
Yeah. Adiski playing that regenerative soldier, he might play the more aggressive spot here as he peeks out the potential spot, or Adiski might got taken out, but eventually got saved by his other soldier in the form of AMS. And now we are seeing another stalemate, KBJ.
Yeah, well, it's about time we had one, really. Gullywash stalemate, so like I said, infamous.
Oh, look at Nevo.
Never been a bit of a silly boy on that sniper. Maybe he's going to try copy Thalash. He knows the sniper's there. They don't know he's there. He's got the fully charged body shot ready to go if he can spot the player out. But the mid, he's playing in a safer spot than...
Oh, this key.
Well, actually, I think they must have spotted his dot and just both of them went for it and took him down. That's that medic playing in a smart spot there. He didn't make the same mistake as last time. As Demos did, I mean.
Pulling out the black box, but trying to pick out somebody, but eventually fails. Very smart play from 7. Basically clocking down the left side. They are... Our Electro will definitely not able to push anywhere from the right side because 7 has already locked down. So their only choice is either front spearing the push towards right side or going river.
So just going to have the players fighting each other now on this last hole. Uber's still even. Sniper's trying to wait to respawn. AMS actually going to get taken down. That's an odd thing to happen for this last hold. They have to contest with the pyro and an engineer.
They might push, but no, just a peek. But very interesting trait there from both of these teams. Adiski taken down to low health as neither of the teams now willing to take the next step and actually push towards last or towards second.
Yeah, well, I mean, still got the classic Gullywash state here. That Spy actually now coming out.
Oh yeah.
On Scruff, so we'll see what he can do. He's got a they still have a Pyro to contest with, so he might be just cancelled out automatically, but it's got a very interesting medic's position there to contest with. As producer has Rash, you probably lose camera for a little bit here, so we're gonna have to do a bit of a radio broadcast. Nothing happening here. Nothing happening still. Still the Pyro, still the NG. Spy hasn't got anything significant done. He hasn't moved into the point yet. Or he's on the point. I mean, he's underneath that sentry gun. He's just waiting for the right opportunity. It's going to be so hard to find an opportunity for where 7 is playing, especially with their mid. He's moved up onto the walkway now. He's got a position to do something, but his back's firmly up against the wall. He knows the Spies he misses the backstab, but he gets it in with the lash. Oh my god, and the sentry gun's on such low health, it's going to get taken down. That's very, very, very funny. Thalash saying he was looking at him, but that was not what I saw on my screen. That was quite a funny pick there, missing that first backstab, but getting it either way.
Now you see now Uber has been popped from our Electro as Amp has gone down, as we see now. Meanwhile, currently 7 is trying to push out of last. Our Electro are pushed back towards their big door, and 7 are now camping out on their upper lobby towards river. They killed Eskimo, and now they just might take second. As we say that, Zunis, Cadus, Scruff all got killed. So it's currently a back and forth fight, with 7 eventually getting the second point, with our Electro pushed back to mid.
Yeah, it's super unfortunate there. Electro had so much to contest with for that last match there. I don't really know what else they could have done to actually succeed there. There's so many off classes to deal with. So yeah, 7's going to be taking control of mid now. Ubers still even for both teams. Ubers are even now for both teams, even though Ubers were popped earlier on. Nothing really is going to happen right now, as the push is going to have to come in soon, but they've got to get the picks before they can do anything with it. 7 actually getting quite aggressive there and choked, but not really anyone to spam them out. But they've rotated now. They've called it out. Kate is going to be rotating back to Big Door, though. He's going to take on a soldier, but he's not going to be able to take that pick up himself, as he's going to move that spam away from choke, and that's going to allow some room for Eames to push his way in. Sorry if the camera's still down. There's a TF2 update. So we've actually lost camera because game producer's game crashed, and the server is on a different version because the server, there was a TF2 update in the middle of this, so our producer can't join because this server's on an old version of the game. So we've lost camera for at least a temporary amount of time unless we come up with a fixes. The Ubers have been exchanged right now, and players are going to be making their way through the map. 7 going to be pushing, or Electro going to take control of their lobby right now. They're contesting fights, but 7 are pushing in. They've got the heals. The mid does drop. AMS, Demos, Scruff, and Eskimo all going down one after another. So 7 are definitely going to take this this round right now, as there's just 3 players to contest with from Aura Electro. As players moving in now, slowly but surely, they're going to, just by a war of attrition, are going to win this fight now. As, yeah, they've got the 5 stack on the cap.
All right, as we now see, this is the 4th mid of this Gollywash map. 7 is up 3-0 with a very dominant push now, as we see the fight happening on mid. 7 jumping in, taking down Eames, taking down Seeds has gone down. That's the medic gone, but our Electro with more of their damage classes gone, but still have the heals. Scruff and Nevo, both scouts are only that remains with the medic from Aura Electro, and 7 with the more damage classes has won the mid now. JBJ?
Yeah, I'm just trying to sort out this. I've just become the observer for this game. As yeah, like I said, our producer's game cannot watch right now. So you're watching my camera as we just see the hold coming out now. Or Electro do have that 100% Uber and
Oh,
it's going to
this
get popped
key.
right now as they're going to push onto mid, trying to get that cap down. Catus going down with this Uber push as Or Electro going to take control of mid now. The back cap's coming out, but whether or not that'll be nullified quickly enough or not, they do need to stack the point and take that out of the game. No, it's not going to happen. They're just going to stack the point, but they do need to worry about that player that's behind them for the future. As Thalash here now, he's going to be coming out now. It's Thalash, I believe.
Died. Yeah, a very back and forth push there mid from both teams. As we see now, Seven holding on second and Aura Electro waiting for the perfect opportunity push. As I said, that Seven initiating a push out of Big Door, taking Aura Electro by surprise. Low health from all of the players. Ampes, Neville, Eames, Eskimo, just to name a few that has gone down. Demos as well. That's no heals whatsoever as Aura Electro lost any semblance of map control now with Seven as essentially wiping out the team as we see Azunis trying to get a pick.
Wow,
As we see now, Nevo.
He's trying to get a headshot there to that soldier, but the soldier crouched at such a good time. It was a very slick dodge. He's going to switch to engineer for this last hole. Full Uber now for Seven, so something not fun for Aura Electro to contest with right now, as they do have that Pyro off class as well, so hopefully that'll be able to... No, he doesn't lock them out. The Uber's going to come in now. Sentry goes down super early. All the players from Aura Electro locked in spawn right now. There's one player behind the point, and Stickies are there, but they're just completely shutting them down. They haven't even got to the point yet. There is a player on that soldier, but the Stickies are going to take him down. The Heavy's up now, takes a pick for himself. Thalash on a 5-kill streak is still in this fight, though, trying to fight the Heavy. The Heavy goes down. That soldier's been behind the point the entire push, though. Still not taking down. The Pyro's back up, but the point's going to get taken in the end. It's 4-0 for Seven.
I did not expect this much dominance from Seven after what we have seen in Golly and at Granary, but they've proven us wrong once again.
Quite a species rollout there.
Aura Electro might contest. They did contest, but Seven utter dominance, utter decimate, utterly destroying.
Eames going down
Aura
super
Electro
early there as well.
And Disky taking down Eames, and potentially Amps taking down, but never mind.
So it's a 3v3, both scouts in a mid from either side on this point right now. This is a very funny fight to watch. The fight's going down. There's significant damage for both sides, but wow, actually, Aura Electro's team, scouts very hurt right now. Nevo's going to get dropped first. That's just out DM from Seven there. That's going to win that fight, as the rest of Aura Electro's respawns are going to be jumping to the point to hold second now. Ubers are even after that fight, neither mid dropping. And Uber's actually going to get popped here. Just going to go straight through choke into the Uber. The Uber exchange is over now, though, as Aura Electro are going to come off it with a much better Uber.
As actually finally taken down with Scruff. Credu and Ampus, both 7 damage players are actually down. But Cadus with the trap, Eames and Scruff now nullified whatever push Aura Electro was trying to do, but Demos, Eskimo, and Nevo! Oh boy. And Seven might take second, but with a very hefty cost of Seeds dying.
We have 9 minutes left in the match here, so we'll see what actually is going to happen here.
No, 6 minutes.
Oh, 6 minutes 40, minutes. Sorry, I read the wrong time, but that was my bad. But yeah, 4-0 for Seven right now. It's going to have to be a pretty good effort from Aura Electro to actually come back in this match. As Uber advantage going the way of Aura Electro, but they've got to hold this last. They've off-class to Pyro and Spy, so that's an interesting pick there. Spy, actually the change does come back now. They're just checking for a medigun. As Heavy's up now with that Pyro. No, Demo's back. As Soldier's back. They're switching all over the show. Can't decide what they want. As Seven still outside on second right now because they know the Ubers are pretty much even. I mean, Aura Electro's got that slight ad, but they can't really push out last with it. As Seven's got that second point in fear of a back cap, but they are going to be building, so both teams are going to get Uber. Aura Electro actually getting aggressive in lobby. They have the Uber, so we'll see if they actually can do something with it. So they look like they want to push, but I mean, Seven's just got the Uber now and they're rolling in through River. I think they just want to go for a fast play for this last point. They've got to contest with that Pyro.
Pyro, they might get nullified by the air blast capabilities of the Pyro, but as far as we can see, neither team wants to go actually push and commits. While Eames, oh no, Sims has gone down, but Eames trying to take advantage of Seeds that was going down to the level of the ground there. Now, another stalemate, and Disky actually taken out Nevo with the offensive pyro play. This might spark a push, actually. As Azun is trying to take down a Seeds, very low health, milking it to the absolute level, as both Medic has not yet popped any sort of Uber. Wow,
Both teams, I think it shows their skills that neither team have popped yet. They've just got the mids in this at this level have to have such balls of steel. It's actually demo. Eames going to get dropped there. It's a demo for Electro. The trade's going to come out on a soldier, but Seven tried to go for a last push there, but the Uber's been popped.
Oh no, nobody saw Cadus on River.
Power Uber.
No. Oh, Cadus
wow.
almost taken down. A better Uber for 7. Seal the deal. 5-0. Demos gone down. Eames. Azunas. This must be a win.
Stand on the
Gotta
point.
be a
There
win,
we
and
go.
it does. 5-0. Utter dominance. Complete domination. Very different from what we have seen on the Granary map.
So that is the first match of that is the match of ETF2L that we're watching today, brought to you by Capping TV here in Australia.
Let's
So,
see the logs.
That's going to go 5-0 for the side of 7 on this map after winning 5-2 on the early map Granary. So that's going to be the win there for 7 against Aura Electro. Good performance from Aura Electro. They did better than I thought they would. They dominated in those opening mids. But we're going to get logs up here, and we're going to have a quick chat about them. Nothing really amazing there. We've got Thalish and Abyss doing work. I mean, they've got high DPM, but I mean, yeah, like I said before, typical logs that you'd see at this level. And no drops from Seeds. I mean, pretty much the mid stats are the exact same, except actually Seeds looked like he milked a lot more than Demos did, looking at the average time before using. But yeah, anyway, not really too much to be said about that, Concord.
Yeah, definitely very much night and day between Granary and Gollywash, where we see on Granary, 7 had that very hesitant play style, very much of a shaky start before actually dominating with the 5-2. But we are seeing Gollywash, and then it's just them losing mid, counter attack, and then them winning last. So definitely a better game, better map for 7 on Gollywash.
Yeah, so we just end on that one there. Like I said, logs typical. Concord said the same thing. 7 just won that. Predictions came through on the end, even though Aura Electro had some pretty surprising little plays there. I mean, their mids were so dominant, but they couldn't finish it off. 7 going to have those better pushes. But anyway, I am GBJ. Concord has joined me for this. You are brought here by Capping TV to watch Aura Electro versus 7, and it's going to be a 2-map win from 7 there. Quite dominant in the end. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Twitch. Just find out when we're live. You can watch everything we do. We do PUBG. We do CSGO. We do TF2.
Everything nowadays.
Exactly, we do everything.
Oh yeah, follow both of our Twitters actually. Both Capping TV's Twitter, follow our Twitter, and if you're watching my Twitter, you see now Avalan in Asia on December. We just announced it yesterday, and this is going to be the very grand, one of the grandest event currently in Asia, AFLAN 18, going to be held in 15th and the 16th of December 2018 in Singapore. I'll be there as I have to essentially do coverage alongside with possibly Mitch and some other noticeable Asian personalities, as well as probably overseas people. EU people maybe, North American, who knows? So watch my Twitter or any of the PFTV threads. But like JBJ said, this has been Capping TV. I'm Concord. Sorry for the very much weird cast so far. This is Capping TV. I'm Concord. That's JBJ alongside, as well as Mitch on production. And we'll see you later.
Thank you.